Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this Necropolis video, we are going to break down the Sandman matchup. I took this with Kate Bishop all 3 times, and the first time I did it, I was on the Elsa Bloodstone path, which has a pretty easy node. It's just kind of like unblockable specials every once in a while, which for him, the special one is not that hard to evade. And, you know, I basically got a solo on him, and like it felt like it was the easiest fight in all of Necropolis. But then when I went back and fought him the next 2 times, some things got a little messed up with the setup due to the disruption from the other trap nodes. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa, this node is actually a lot worse than it seems. So what I want to do is, for anybody who has not taken this node yet, I want to kind of break it down, and then we'll go over the solo to kind of show you how everything works well together. So the biggest threat in this match is that he has additional ways to gain his resistance stacks. And by doing so, when he gets up to 20 and he goes unstable, it means he's not only going to go unstoppable like he does in his kit, but he's going to root you. And then if he tries to throw a heavy when he's near you, he's also going to root you there. And, you know, this is an example of a node where they're playing into his offensive kit in a way that when you fight Sandman, he usually doesn't ramp himself and then smack you with a bunch of heavy attacks, which is how you usually play him on offense. But they set it up so that it's pretty easy to mess up your setup and have that happen to you. So basically, if he puts debuffs on you, which he will be doing with his special 1, giving you a couple petrifies, but if he throws a special 2, he puts like 1,000,000 debuffs on you, then he is, for each one of those, going to gain a stack of his resistance ups. I think it's like 5 or 6 of them, according to the node description here. And then additionally, if you stun him with a parry stun, then that stun debuff is also going to give him 5 personal resistance up stacks. And that's very bad because, again, if he gets to 20, he gets unstable and he starts heavying you all over the place in the roots. And then basically, if you don't have an unstoppable counter, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. So the other thing is the willpower mastery is inactive, so you can't just like freely heal off of this stuff. And essentially the way that Kate is going to deal with this fight is with her tranquilize debuff, which is going to reduce the ability accuracy of debuffs ever landing on you. So as you are building up the fight, we're going to go into the footage now. The important thing with this fight, as we pick our tranquilizer arrow first, notice we do have America Chavez, so we're allowed to land 3 of them. We basically don't want to parry at the beginning of this fight. So fortunately, he played right into an intercept to get the first opening. You are allowed to do well-timed blocks there. That's not the end of the world. And what I would love to happen is exactly this. Landing 1 tranquilize before he throws a special 1. Now he throws the special 1 and only 1 of the petrifies gets through. That time none of them did. So this tranquilize is already putting in work, but what we do need to do is not only refresh it, but land a second tranquilize, because when you have 2 tranquilize, then you have negative 100% ability accuracy on the debuffs. In fact, I think it's even a little bit over 100, but you basically just need to know when you have the 2 and you get the perfect release on both of them, you are good to go. So we have switched over to Dissolver Arrow, because at this point we are going to start building damage. Now this is Kate Bishop. You want to keep them cornered. You want to land your perfect releases. You want to make sure that you land your heavies to keep refreshing the debuffs. He has a pretty long special 1, so you have to be a little careful. You can see my duration is about to fall off. We're also watching the little unblockable timer. But the goal here is to land 3 dissolvers and then transition to cold snaps. He is bleed immune, so Caltrops isn't going to do anything. But the dissolver puts fragility, which basically increases your crit damage rating. And the thing about crit damage rating is that your cold snaps end up being critical cold snaps, so they will benefit from that critical damage rating, as will your yellow numbers. Now you can notice that he actually has 0 resistance stacks now. That's because when you crit, then he loses a resistance stack. Now of note, if he hits our block, then we are going to also be giving him resistance stacks. If he throws a special, he's going to get a resistance stack. But because he is not putting any debuffs on us, we're not taking blocked hits, and we are not using the parry mastery, he's only going to get that single resistance up at any given time. And then as soon as we land a crit, it's going to go away. and everything's good. So we've already landed one cold snap. You can see it's already ticking for close to 10,000 damage per half second. That's 20,000 damage per second already. Whenever we land a relic, it puts an energy vulnerability on him, so it's going to be even more damage. We've got the second cold snap up, and from here he's just going to start ticking down at like an outrageous amount of health. And because we're keeping the resistance up down, that's a funny sentence to say, but because the resistance up is not stacking, it basically means our cold snap is going to be hitting as hard as possible. That will reduce due to energy resistance if they do stack up. You can even see the number kind of going down every time he gets multiple in real time. But now we're over 30k damage per half second. That's 60,000 damage per second. Kate is just absolutely mad in this content. She has class advantage here. We have the America Chavez synergy. We just delay a little bit because at this point it doesn't really matter if we hit him or not. He's just taking away as we throw relics and we throw specials. The timer for Necropolis is paused, and that's basically going to be the entire fight. Just bait the special ones. Now where this fight can go wrong, notice that I actually did change to Tranquilize, by the way, because I don't super care about landing perfect release too much anymore. Like there I got an early release by accident, so there's plenty of Tranquilize to go around here for, you know, to make this no debuffs get through, but I just didn't want to accidentally like replace one of my cold snaps with a lesser cold snap if I miss a perfect release. So that's the only reason I changed to Tranquilize. And we do have to be a little careful because I think I parried at one point, which meant that we are back to like 7 resistance up, so we do have to be a little careful here. But essentially we're just going to let him tick down. And you know, the big thing that you can mess up in this fight is by allowing a special one to happen before the Tranquilize, parrying to give him a lot of resistance up, and the other thing is baiting a special 2, because for some reason when you bait a special 2 the debuffs get through the Tranquilize. I think that is a bug and something you should avoid. So thank you for checking out this video. Hopefully this was a good model for you and you can know what to do when you face this Sandman. Hopefully you have Kate Bishop. If you don't, you might need an unstoppable counter. You might need to use Aegon, who's just critting all the time and removing the resistance stacks that way. If you do not have a counter, you basically can't parry. Try to crit as much as you can and just deal with the unstoppable when it happens. It's pretty annoying, pretty disruptive, but you will eventually be able to get him down that way. If you are new to discovering this channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you could smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've seen a lot of growth on the channel this past month. It's been so fun to see the new people commenting and everything on the new videos that have come out with Necropolis. It's been a great month. There's going to be more Necropolis videos coming out in the next month as well. And please do check out my recent rewards opening if you want to see what I got and who I took to rank 3 when I 100% at Necropolis. I do have that video. I think it came out a day or so ago. Anyway, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.